Good morning, Americans. This is your favorite alien and Boo Moose Bubba here on the morning of July 12th, 2020. And I wanted to do a special commentary today on why the Restore the Union ticket. Why do we need a ticket like that? And why should we vote to people that are not running? Well, both John Kasich and Tulsi Gabbard have demonstrated that they're there to serve their country. John Kasich has got some views, and I know a lot of you Republicans don't like him because he doesn't have the far right views that you want him to have. But he is a moderate Republican. But if you look at his way he handled Ohio for the terms that he was governor, he does have a habit of not even going to his views and taking the opposing view if it benefits the state better than any other views. So he's got an open mind. And he's willing to go that far. But he's not willing to go too far. And that's why you don't like him in the Republican Party. Because you're looking at Trump, who's willing to go to his base, which is mostly white supremacists and anti-government people who want to bear arms and shoot people and string up African Americans. That's President Trump's people. Mr. Kasich is not that far. He sticks to the middle of the road most of the time. Same with Ms. Tulsi Gabbard. That's why the Democrats don't like her. Because she's Asian, from American Samoa, and representing Hawaii. You know, Hawaii is the 50th state, so hey, you're coming Johnny come lately to the Union, so they say. But if I were you, I would vote for them. Because they're sitting at home, and they have nothing to do with this party. But you can, because if they elect and win, they'll say, yes, we'll serve. And that's better than Trump. Trump wanted to be president. He wanted to be president. And that's something you cannot do. You cannot want to be president. You want to be president because you are a caretaker. You represent the American people. Trump doesn't do that. He represents Donald J. Trump and his cohorts, as you saw what happened with Mr. Stone yesterday. Well, but this is what I'm telling to you guys who have written me and saying, well, we don't like John Kasich and we don't like Tulsi Gabbard. Why? Because they don't conform to your thing? They have a tall order wanting to become president and vice president because you got to first set up a prime directive on how you're going to go from this. Then you got to set up a directive that says, we, the American people as of today's date, are not responsible, neither are our descendants responsible for the acts of our ancestors. And we shouldn't destroy monuments from our ancestors. We should learn from them. Why did that happen? Burying them does not eliminate them. You want to eliminate the mistakes that were made back then so that you don't repeat them. But if you bury them, you're allowed to repeat them. Something you guys don't understand. So all of you 120 million people that have never voted to either party, and you disillusion Democrats, Republicans, and Independents, this is who I'm talking to. This is why I'm saying vote these two people in. They're not spending a single amount of money on this campaign. They're sitting back at home and watching all this mess. But if you elect them, they'll be like George Washington and says, okay, I'll serve. There is a president you got to look at too, George Washington. He wasn't elected, he was asked. And he said yes. There hasn't been another president like that since. Abraham Lincoln, he was not the first choice of the Republican Party in 1860. In fact, he was a dark horse. They had to come to a compromise, not even a consensus, on electing him. And for you African Americans who hate Robert E. Lee, Robert E. Lee was not a symbol of the Confederacy. He left the Union Army to represent his state, Virginia. He was a state guy, something you African Americans don't understand. Virginia was a member of the Union, but Virginians were fought first as Virginians and second as Americans. You African Americans don't think yourselves even as Americans, let alone African Americans, so you wouldn't be killing each other. So this is what I'm saying. We need to restore the Union ticket, because we have to put an end to this, and it's going to take decades, maybe 1 or 2 centuries. But it's up to you and your descendants. This is your favorite alien, and boom, Baba. Good day.